Our guest needs no introduction, who has seen every angle of agro and sugar business transform in the 6 decades. Here we have GK Sood. This is ChiniMandi Podcast. Sir, you have spent more than 5 decades in sugar. So what was different when you started versus what is it today in terms of sugar?
So what has changed from then to now is, one is the way people are looking at the market. The analysts and the forecasters were content with the S&D scenarios, and the flow of information was much less, and now it is a lot.
What do you think will be the scenario 10 years from now?
Today, some of the co-products and byproducts give you greater value than the main product itself.
Yeah.
And so in sugar.
Do you think legal landscape sets a business or gives direction in a business, or the other way around? Even today, for example, AI. Laws are trying to catch up with what is good AI, what is bad AI, and so on.
I think I totally agree with you that all these new generation businesses,
Right.
they have developed, and then laws have caught up. The IT Act and the very recent. But in case of sugar, edible oils, these foods, it's the other way around.
How do you see this in terms of ethanol?
I think better the industry should reassess, given these constraints, how much best case scenario can be from ethanol.
Now do automakers plan to make vehicles compatible with 20, 30, 40?
36 million vehicles on road are not suitable for 20. About 6-7 are suitable for 20. And we are using 20, and the government has a point of view that nothing goes wrong with the engine and whatever. And the technical papers say something else. So to force larger percentage, there will be definitely consumer backlash. The industry might say it's vested interest, but we have to accept it. We all live for consumer, not the other way around.
Hello. Our guest today is an amazing person. He has spent 6 decades across MNCs, governments, corporates, Indian multinationals, and so on. Now is a chairman and independent director in multiple mills, refiners, traders, and so on. Our guest needs no introduction, who has seen every angle of agro and sugar business transform in the 6 decades. Here we have GK Sood. This is ChiniMandi Podcast, and I'm Sri Raman. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
My
Great
pleasure.
seeing you.
My pleasure. Sir, you have spent more than 5 decades in sugar. You have seen from a pre-licensed Raj era and then the post-liberalized era and so on and so forth. So what was different when you started versus what is it today in terms of sugar?
Well, all this long journey which I have had is not entirely sugar. I got involved with sugar maybe about 25 years ago.
Okay.
That is when I established Louis Dreyfus Company in India.
Right. Oh, you established and you were leading it for that time?
For 14 years.
Okay.
I was the CEO of that company.
Right.
So what has changed from then to now is, one is the way people are looking at the market. The analysts and the forecasters were content with the S&D scenarios.
Okay.
So estimate the production, which is great value to estimate the production, which always turn to be wrong, and estimate the demand and deficit and whatever.
Right.
There you are. Over the period, a lot of things have changed. The year 2020 itself, you saw collapse of markets,
Right.
starting with the property market collapse in Hong Kong, the .com collapse.
Right.
Now, that is when the industry learned that there is something beyond supply and demand,
Okay.
which is then the macro,
Mm-hmm.
the interest rates and the currency flows
Right.
and things of that sort. But that is not enough. Later, the extreme events, they have been very frequent,
Okay.
like interruptions in freight,
Right.
interruptions in... And along the line, the importance of hedge funds was realized.
Okay.
And for instance, the recent hit to the market, when white sugar, a nearby contract went from $560 somewhere in April, and now in November we have seen 403.
Right.
Will any fundamental explain it? I don't think so. No supply demand will ever explain it. It was the hedge funds. They saw something in it. They went to an extreme, pushing the market down and shorting.
Right.
And to the extent that 2 lakh lots short at one time, which is 10 million tons of sugar. So to understand the psyche, to understand how they work, and so these are 3 or 4 very, very fundamental changes, very far-reaching changes
So you're
which have
saying
taken
this
place.
kind of shock and awe wasn't happening 30 years ago
No.
when you were new to sugar, or
Yeah,
when
it
LD
was,
just
it was not. It was simpler. The trading was simpler,
right.
and the flow of information was much less, and now it is a lot.
Right. So
And-
talking of hedge, on a side note, Indians don't really have an option to hedge, right? Unlike some of the global traders. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, Indians are allowed to hedge, but that is not of much use.
Right.
If you have an underlying physical contract, if I
Right.
have sold, I can buy on the
That,
exchange.
that's not much of arbitrage.
There's
there.
nothing.
Yeah.
There, I am only protecting the price, and whereas hedge in terms of let's say taking positions, I want to hedge my entire production for the year. I like the price. We don't have that luxury.
Right.
It's available only for petroleum products.
Yes, of course.
And
I'm
where
talking
we don't
about
even
sugar,
produce
yeah,
much.
Right. So in fact, Jonathan Kingsman argues that hedging and futures give the option for a farmer to backward calculate and work out whether how much they should produce. So in one way,
I
that
don't
is a
think
good.
that is true in case of India for
Of
sugarcane
course not.
farmer.
Not in India. Yes.
Because everywhere else, yes.
Okay.
For instance, let's talk of soybean crop.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that harvest will be in October and go on till December. In June, when the sowing time comes, he can decide how much area to sow or shift to another crop by looking at the December futures.
Right.
And attempts are made to use the state level cooperatives to do this with the help of World Bank, who came and trained some people. But that even in those commodities, because the government policies are so uncertain, they somehow feel futures contribute to speculation.
That has
And
been
speculation
the
is-
tainted perception of trading and traders as such, unfortunately.
correct.
But yeah, I mean, keeping that aside,
But then it is, Kingsman is absolutely right, spot on.
yeah,
It does inform decisions in many markets,
right.
and particularly short duration crops like beets, and so that is absolutely, it's very useful tool.
Right. Talking about speculation, I will ask you one. What do you think will be the scenario 10 years from now?
10 years from now,
With all
so
the bioenergy diversion.
basically top 10 names in sugar.
The
Probably
ABCD
all of
you're
them will
talking
be
about?
replaced by new names.
No, the ABCD, like in the trading or the millers or the top 10
No,
names?
actually, globally, you can't replace ABCD
Right.
because of the
200 years
access
of-
to capital,
Right.
access to ability to hedge the risk, and basically you require a lot of cash for trading and knowledge of markets. For instance, a company like Biofuels, which is present in 75 countries,
Yeah.
and if I am a single trader in India, I might know Sri Lanka or Afghanistan or
Right.
Djibouti.
Yeah. To know 170 countries is quite
Yes.
something. Yeah. And
So-
200 years of established, almost most of these companies
Yes.
are 100.
They must have done something right to survive so long.
Yes.
And
Yes. Right. So when you say the top 5 names, not the traders, you're talking about the mills in
no, I'm talking of the companies.
Okay.
It has happened in several other sectors.
Right.
Who has now, for instance, in fabric, who hears of DCM now?
Right.
So, at one time they were top name,
Right.
and so the state reflects either the company is going to some kind of ambivalence, and they stop responding to change,
Complacency, yeah, or whatever. Yeah, one of
and
those.
so maybe some will survive.
Right.
But you'll find largely the top 10 new names replacing the top 10.
Okay. Okay.
And in our industry, there is bound to be a lot more consolidation. Right now, if you see, it's a whole array of the most efficient mills in the world we have. And a mill which is run like 50 years ago or 60 years ago they were, which is basically kolu.
Which is basically?
Kolu, take out the juice
Okay.
and crystallize into sugar.
Okay. Okay.
And because all industries have focused in the last, shall I say, about 50 years on energy efficiency, and there's a lot more to do. They have focused on utilization and value addition of co-products, product diversification, then marketing, and so, for instance, there was a time in 1940s when Polson took out butter from milk
Right.
and literally threw away the milk.
Right.
And then came the technology to turn it into powder, because
Yeah.
the butter came at a time when there was a lot of milk and there were no markets, no supply chains to take care of it.
Cold storage and all.
And today, some of the co-products and byproducts give you greater value than the main product itself.
True. True. Yeah.
And so in sugar.
Yeah. The valorization has been everything. I mean, from
So
start
that
to
is
end.
that is a great change which we expect.
Right.
That in 10 years, much more of this will happen. We'll use a lot less energy than we do now. And why not solar energy?
Right.
I haven't seen sugar mills, they have vast area putting up solar.
Right. No, they have cogeneration, but you're saying also
Solar.
have renewable. Right.
So why not solar, which can take care of a lot of your load,
Right.
and you can save gas. And then there are many other areas of energy conservation,
Right.
steam particularly.
And from a consumer angle, the rising, what do you call, the aversion toward sugar or vilifying sugar and so on. So where do you think 10 years from now, from a consumption, demand, production point of view?
Yeah, 10 years from now, the rate of growth will be lower.
Okay.
Currently, the rate of growth which we computed through a bit of research and using some models was 1.5% per annum. There's no degrowth.
Okay.
Even last sugar year 24-25, very simple calculation of opening stock production, closing stock exports,
Right.
and the remainder comes to 28.8 billion tons.
MMT. Yeah.
So if that is the offtake from mills,
Right.
particularly when Bangladesh was shut, and if that was on, it should have been 29.5.
Okay.
So, I believe that the consumption hasn't gone down. It will continue to be like this because you still have segmentation of population in India.
Right.
There are very poor, the destitutes, the people are moving about.
As they move up, they will be able to buy and consume sugar. And
There's some people who haven't tasted a Coke.
Right.
So about 1 crore people are going up from the below poverty line to above poverty line annually. And that number is going to increase.
Right. So as we develop further and
Because
further.
the present government is touching lives of downtrodden people.
Right.
By Mudra Yojana, this Yojana, that Yojana. I mean, they appear to be freebies. But they're doing a lot of good to these sections of people.
Right.
And they're definitely the turn to consumers. If a woman who's got a toilet at home, a gas to cook, a small house to live, through all these yojanas, has started a small shop or started teaching people or knitting or making baskets, and where is going to spend that money?
Right.
In aspirational goods.
Of course, consumption, good energy, good food,
Correct.
and good clothes.
And these are superior foods.
Right.
Proteins,
Mithai or a Coke is a
and
superior
aspirational.
food. Yeah. Not the basic dal chawal.
So for some time, the consumption may rise more than the rise in population, then taper off to 1%.
Right.
Maybe we have another 10 years of growth.
Okay. Okay. And then let's see where we go from there. Yeah.
And then, of course, 1%. But then this 10 years of growth gives me a worry. That if you look at the past 10, 11 years in sugar,
Okay.
the sugarcane production has been in narrow range.
Okay.
It's not really seen growing.
Right.
And The area is growing by about 1 lakh of hectares per year.
Okay.
Now, if the consumption does grow as I think it will grow, from where will the sugar come?
Right.
So the diversion to ethanol, right now we are saying that
Won't we also have better yield or better investment in technology?
it's not there. If you look at 10 years, if that is anything to go by,
Right.
and we'll come to better yield, then you have so the export
Right.
of 1 million tons or 2 million tons a year.
Yeah.
So first the additional consumption will come from there,
Okay.
and then it may also come from ethanol. The diversion might shrink if the business as usual goes on. Look at sugarcane varieties. It takes a long period to establish a variety,
Right.
and therefore, if a variety is established today, I should be working on new varieties today itself, so that by the time it loses the viability, I'm ready with
already
more.
on the next one. Right.
And we had this wonder variety of 283,
Okay.
and that has lost viability. We don't have a viable alternative to that.
Right.
The UP, Punjab, Haryana, Bihar variety. And so basically, I may be wrong, but I haven't seen
I doubt
new promising varieties beyond 1 year of trial.
Right.
And sugarcane is not a 3-month crop or Rabi Kharif crop.
Yeah.
It's a 1 year crop.
Right.
So if I'm doing groundnut, I can do 1 trial in Rabi, 1 Kharif. Corn, I can do 3 trials.
Right. Here
Rice,
the feedback comes much later. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So here then course correction, then
So you lost 2 years in that sense.
yes, so that is, and it takes many years, may take 5-6 years to develop one variety. So from the consumption rising, therefore linked to this, and for the last year, 2 years, ISMA has been focusing on this, and particularly Mr. Roshanlal Tamak under his leadership. They have done wonders in their own catchment area, and now they're trying to share experience. They're trying to lead the development, and I hope that they will be able to do it. I have confidence that
Right.
they'll be able to do it, but there is a gap. I wish it was started a few years earlier.
Right. I'm sure NSI will also support in the vision of.
They are not in cane breeding.
Right.
It's the VSI and Coimbatore and
Yeah.
Karnal and these ICR stations.
Okay. Only they are the ones in the.
Yeah, they are the ones.
Right.
Because they are in agriculture. They have the germplasm, they have the tissue culture, so all those. And
Sir, thank you for this. So I'll just touch on another subject area that you are also very good at, legal and business, right? So in your experience, do you think legal landscape sets a business or gives direction to a business, or the other way around? Businesses happen. We have seen this, for example, Uber or mobile gaming, crypto, and even Securities Act, where the businesses have been found and running, and laws catch up to regulate. Even today, for example, AI, there are laws are trying to catch up with what is good AI, what is bad AI, and so on.
Yeah,
so in terms of sugar industry, agro-tech, has the businesses shaped the policy or policies shaped the business?
I think I totally agree with you that all these new generation businesses,
Right.
they have developed, and then laws have caught up. The IT Act and they're very recent. But in case of sugar, edible oils, these foods, it's the other way around.
It's a very matured market.
And more than that, you have this 145 crore population, and therefore huge consumption,
Right.
and couple of million tons increase in production or reduction in production can create destabilize the markets. So let's say something like sugar at 34 million tons. Next year it was 29 million tons in terms of sucrose, 29.5. So such a vast change would have caused disruption in the markets, but rice is a better example in this. At 135 million ton crop in 22, just a couple of million tons shortfall in production due to drought resulted in policies to stop exports,
Yeah.
to stop rice for ethanol, and luckily all those policies were reversed quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Once the production
But then not in 2008. There the similarly restrictive policies continued for a very long time,
Okay.
much beyond, and so it's basically the consumer interest, the farmer interest, which prevails over the processing industry, and hence the regulation drives our business.
Right. How do you see this in terms of ethanol?
Ethanol started in this present shape with an expectation that 6 million tons of sucrose can be diverted to ethanol.
Right.
And that is when we were in infancy of the program. And now it seems that the ceiling might be 4 to 4.5. The reason is not that we don't have enough sucrose, we have enough sucrose. The reason is the nature of the industry. It is seasonal. So you can run 6 months at the most. Can be 4 months, can be.
Right.
And then after that, the juice can no longer be kept for off season. You have to maintain large stocks of B heavy molasses and C heavy molasses to run during off season. Some mills may not have water
Okay.
source at that time or fuel, and but then you have to store the material.
Right.
In case of corn, you can buy it on daily basis,
Okay.
and there are 3 crops, and so A, seasonality goes against it. B, the geographical concentration, Maharashtra, Karnataka, UP,
Right.
80%, more than 80% of the crop is there.
Right.
So, environment-friendly fuel, it will be silly to transport it in diesel-powered tankers.
That's the irony. Yes.
Yeah, for 1,000 kilometers, 2,000 kilometers.
Right.
Beyond
It solves
these.
no purpose. Yes.
So, therefore, I think better the industry should reassess given these constraints, how much best case scenario
Right.
can be from ethanol, and going forward at 7% increase in gasoline consumption, which we have seen recently, how much more can be absorbed in these limited geographies and the limited time. Otherwise, OMCs don't get subsidy for ethanol.
Right.
They are the gasoline pump price.
Sir, if this happens, you're saying the states where there is more availability of ethanol, then the blending will be kind of disparate across the country, won't it be?
Yeah, if it is 20%,
Yes.
then suppose it's not increased.
Right.
The blending will increase by 7%. The volume of ethanol required will be increased by 7% per year, as has been growing.
Right.
Gasoline consumption has been growing. So they should reassess that the reality is that these are our constraints in this industry, and this is what best case scenario is. Press for that best case scenario.
So it also leads to another complication. How do automakers plan to make vehicles, right, compatible with 20, 30, 40? Imagine in UP, you are up to blending
so
up to E30,
to complete
40.
the previous one,
Yeah,
oil companies are business people.
of course.
They are handling a product for which the highly price sensitive consumer. When you fill for 106 rupees a liter your gasoline, you will want it to be cheaper, and you blame somebody. And why will they leave sugar ethanol available at a cheaper price and buy corn?
More margin.
The logistics.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, right. Yeah, in Bihar you get a maize, not much of sugar, so I can have.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. This is logistics and calendar.
Right.
Oil company is losing by buying more of corn ethanol as compared to sugar ethanol.
Right.
So I will not accept the entire 4.5 nearly 6 million tons diversion which was offered this time. 5 point something. And why did they give it up, not accept the whole lot? The reason is they would have to carry ethanol in diesel powered tankers long distances.
That
So
solves
that
the
is
problem, yeah.
antithesis of the whole program.
Of course. Yeah.
And so that is, and then the sugar companies then, many of them are becoming multi-feed so that they're able to utilize.
Right.
But again, they will meet the same headwind. Because if you're multi-feed, you can increase your output a bit more. But you still are in
Constrained by the feedstock.
surplus area.
Right. Okay.
So somebody is required in Assam, but my mill is in Karnataka.
Right.
So therefore somebody goes and sets up a distillery in Assam and gets some local FCI rice and some corn from Bihar. So that is the structure of ethanol which we expect in future. And you asked about 2030, larger.
No, I was saying if there is disparate mixing of ethanol, each state has a different percentage, then the automakers will also have difficulty in rolling out vehicles. Whether I make it for E20, E30,
So let's
E17.
face it, about 36 million vehicles on road are not suitable for 20.
Okay.
About 6-7 are suitable for 20. And we are using 20, and the government has a point of view that nothing goes wrong with the engine and whatever. And the technical papers say something else.
Right.
And there is if you just Google the energy content in ethanol, it's about 30%, 25% lower.
Right.
As compared to pure gasoline. So, to force larger percentage, there will be definitely consumer backlash. The industry might say it's vested interest or whatever.
Yeah.
But we have to accept it. And we all live for consumer, not the other way around.
Of course.
So there is.
End of the day, you and I are also consumer. We have vehicles, we fill fuel.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
But then the government in the industry has said it's a vested interest. And,
all those
and
are
their
political.
Their own 2021 Niti Aayog report, which is the foundation of this program, says this in chapter 2.
Also,
I can quote
in
paragraphs.
the same report, there is a CM opinion.
Yes.
Page 62 or something like that.
Correct.
The CM's opinion is that E20 can be rolled out, but automakers has to prepare, though they can't do anything to retrofit or go back in time and change any older vehicles and so on and so forth. In fact, CM has given a few recommendations to the program.
Yes.
Some of them are taken, some of them are not taken. Either ways, I also feel automakers should also have a little proactiveness. For example, Honda in India has been making E20 compliant cars from 2009. The first time when the Congress government was mulling around the idea of blending. So imagine only 10 years later when the government said by 21 you should make vehicles compatible with E20. Till now, some automakers are catching up. And the consumers blame either a particular ministry or government collectively and so on and so forth. So anyway, so we were talking about legal aspects, sir. So I'm saying if we take your advice and let's say state-wise we have a different program and to avoid transporting ethanol in a diesel vehicle, which is the antithesis of it, then won't we have different blends in different states, and that will be a kind of a non-standard thing. For example, let's say I'm driving across 4 states and every fuel is different and my car is not compatible for different of this.
So you have answered it yourself. Industry has been asking for flexi fuel.
Okay.
That's a good idea because states which are surplus,
right.
Obviously the consumers there can start buying, and ethanol then should be cheaper. Even Niti Aayog report is mentioned that ethanol blended petrol should be cheaper than pure petrol. They have probably envisaged 2 pumps at every filling station.
This was also either it's a propaganda or whatever. This is all also many consumer. We all thought so. It might petrol price might drop.
Correct, and it was mentioned that ethanol is cheap and all that. Fine.
But then the prices of ethanol were kept high to ensure farmer income and so on. So you can't do that, right?
No, on the other hand, when you're delivering a lower energy product to a 100% flexi fuel car,
Yeah.
he will choose not to use ethanol.
Hmm.
He will also have a loss of output.
Of course.
So they will have to sort out some or the other, figure out
Right.
that cross subsidize,
Hmm.
that is, charge more in pure gasoline, from the revenue subsidize 100% ethanol, even if it's costly. So it's possible to do within the system.
Right. Sir, moving on. You sit in board of some of the largest sugar mills, trading companies, and so on. What are some of the learnings, let's say in the last 3 or 4 years? What are
Well-
some wow moments? What are some
Well, I
learning
think
moments?
I'm very fortunate
Okay.
that these boards are extremely homogeneous. I haven't found ego clashes or these conflicts.
Okay.
And
So basically no drama.
yeah,
far.
so basically, I wish there was something of that sort. I could use my skills in mediation, and
Right.
so that apart, my role has been to look at investor interest as a independent director.
Right.
So therefore, they have been quite willing in upcoming to get proper standard of audit done, and to ensure that the compliances are there.
Right.
That is the primary role. Otherwise, sitting in a board, the investment proposals and so on and so forth. Sometimes some people are very exuberant, so you have to advise them not to be so fast.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I tell my kids, being older is like time travel. Because I'm older than you. I've been there. I've done that. I've seen that. So if I say don't touch electricity, it'll give you a shock. Trust me, I've touched the electricity and I've felt what a shock is, and I don't want you to
yes,
go through it. Right?
and like for instance, many companies do a mistake of not maintaining enough cash reserves,
Cash is
because they will be like, if you were to climb to Mount Everest and you were told that the weather is XYZ and you need to carry 2 gas cylinders and you carry just 2, and there's a tempest and you have to lie low for a while. You are exhausted, your 2 cylinders there only.
Right.
How do you come back?
Right.
So extreme events will take place in business. Unexpected events will come, black swan and all that.
Yes.
You should have cash to tide over. And believe me, I've got so many case studies in which people have emerged stronger if they had money.
Fair. Yeah.
And many companies, so it has been my privilege to advise at some instances, in not all the boards, some of these,
Right.
to carry enough cash
Right.
and survive these moments.
Sir, when you are in different companies and different boards, how do you ensure confidentiality? For example, you might know a certain needle moving aspect or something important from other company, and then you are in a board meeting of another company as well, and when something comes up, how do you ensure you're
Yeah,
not
there are things like, if somebody is in a legal mess, which is confidential for them,
right,
or if somebody has an expansion plan which is confidential,
right,
and there are other business policies. Suppose I have a position in the market,
yeah, sure,
and which I want to keep to myself. So I'm fortunate that these companies have trusted me not to divulge their secrets anywhere,
right,
and I don't think anybody has asked also.
fair enough, yeah,
But then there's a human weakness. You see a situation, then you start drawing parallels, draw out instances from somewhere else.
right.
That when such and such income tax notice came, there, write this. Please do this.
When you say
So
that,
then I won't
you are
say.
giving away a indirect.
Yes. So if your advice is required,
Right.
you give your advice based on whatever you know, but without citing an instance.
Right. Yeah, that comes with practice, or how do you do it?
Yeah, you're disciplining yourself.
Discipline yourself.
It's very tempting.
Okay, so let's moving on, right? So beyond ethanol, what are some of the other promising bioenergy fuels and products for us?
Actually, the sugar industry is talking of using bagasse for CNG, CBG. Most of the bagasse they use themselves for burning.
Cogeneration
If they
and-
don't, they'll buy coal.
Yeah,
So on average, about 93% they use themselves. So that small quantity is left. Then
They use it for
I
their-
make CBG from there. That is whatever is the method.
right.
Then I compress it into bullets.
Yeah,
Take a cascade on the lorry, take it somewhere to deliver at a retail outlet of oil company,
right.
or bleed it in their pipeline, because infeasible to lay so many pipelines from each factory. So that is it.
Okay.
I heard somebody who's gone ahead a sugar mill with CBG, that the government should come and pick up from our factory.
Yeah, so that just like
So
a grid concept in electricity, where if you generate electricity, you can give it to the grid. We don't yet have a
But here,
national
then
level pipeline.
but it's expensive. It will not work
Of course not. Yeah,
to compress and put it in the pipeline
right.
at a whatever pressure is permitted.
Yeah.
So look at the alternatives. Are they
No,
more
so
efficient?
usually CBG plants, they talk to the off-taker and then they finally agree on where they meet and the proximity to the plant and the off-taker. Halfway you lay the pipe, halfway I lay the
Then
pipe. all
other
this
one
happens.
is,
yeah,
why not turn it into pellets or briquettes?
right. No, that is done by an MSME kind of a. See, for example, the capex for a pellet unit is maybe
So
$1 million.
sugar mill can do it?
Maybe $1 million. Yeah, but a capex for a CBG plant is 5-6 times of that.
Yeah. So somebody has to pay it, the depreciation, interest,
Yeah.
and the process cost, steam, and whatever is required,
Right.
chemicals. On the other hand, if you were to use the excess bagasse in biopellet and briquettes, we are importing 200 million tons of coal a year.
Yeah.
We are burning about 1,000 or 1,200 million tons. That's also creating pollution. It's not only
Yeah.
transport
smokestack.
vehicle.
Yes.
So why so much fixation only with transportation fuel? Why not all fuels?
Of course. Right.
And if you set down the paper and pencil, you will find mill will get better value by making briquettes than by CBG,
Ah. Okay. Okay.
and much smoother business because you are depending on one customer,
Right.
and his payment is delayed. His as I said,
the
a
whole
prominent
chain
sugar
is
mill
affected. Yeah.
wants them to come and pick up from their factory,
Right.
which is not feasible. And price fixation like in ethanol. So single customer, single supplier, and single buyer
Right.
syndrome has that risk
Right.
that the buyer then dictates the terms.
So thankfully we have inroads made, or at least a good sprouts we have seen in green hydrogen. The pilots are on. SAF, some demo and pilots are on.
I think there's no green hydrogen because at a firm level you generate green electricity.
Right.
You use that in a electrolyzer.
Yes.
Split the water into oxygen and hydrogen.
Yeah.
Compress it by using more energy.
Right.
Transport it somewhere.
So as long as the energy needed to
but
produce.
then how much shortage of electricity do you have in the country? About 8 to 10 gigawatt coal-fired thermal plants are being put up every year.
Right. And recently there was a milestone celebrated, ironically, about 1 billion ton of coal extraction or something like that.
Yeah, that is the Coal India.
Yeah.
Coal India milestone.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that when you are adding so much of additional capacity, which will burn coal and meet the demand for the country, we are short of electricity.
Right.
Suppose that green energy I feed into the grid. Somewhere little less coal will be burnt.
Sure.
Whereas the electricity used to make hydrogen to the use of force, because energy converts into force to run the wheel,
Of course, yes.
is 37%. 63% of energy is used in the system.
Okay. In getting it there.
Yeah. And then you may have some uses of this kind of thing. You may have a Scandinavian country which has no thermal plant,
Right.
which may have surplus of green power, which may want to run a railway train on green energy, on green hydrogen, because it's too expensive to put up a overhead wire.
Right. No, I think this
and then
so
it
Scandinavia
is
is
not relevant to India.
out of comparison with many other parts of the world. In fact, one of them borrowed municipal solid waste from the next country because they were short of municipal solid waste.
Correct.
So they don't even have enough garbage there.
Correct.
They are out of comparison, out of scope.
The MSW is free.
Yeah.
It is a negative value. To dispose of, you spend money.
Right.
So this is the best candidate for CBG.
Of course. But we don't have it segregated, so on and so forth. So, but I'm saying, I'm an eternal optimist. We started this question by saying what are the beyond ethanol opportunities. So CBG, of course, is great, but I think we have a lot more. If and when SAF takes off, that's going to be a huge carbon reduction as well. Don't you think?
SAF, our targets are small,
At the moment, yes.
and they are only for 1% of international airlines, and next year 2%, which is a few lakh crores. That's all. And beyond that, if SAF is going to cost 250 rupees from alcohol per liter, maybe 3 times the cost of ATF, somebody has to be found to subsidize it.
Right.
Will you make air travel costlier?
It might, yeah.
And I mean, would you do that? And will you let it be there? And because there are so many linkages, so many aspects to be examined. We don't have vegetable oils. The ideal thing is vegetable oils. We are importing 70% of our demand of vegetable oils.
We are short on pulses, so our pulses come from outside. The oils come from pretty much
so
outside.
if we have SAF, if we target ethanol for SAF, we'll need more of corn.
Yeah.
That will encroach on soybean and pulses and cotton.
Right.
And
there are many ways to SAF, right? So 6-7 different pathways to SAF. So we can find, for example, East Asia doesn't have surplus of grains, so they use a palm oil for a biodiesel, but whereas we are looking at IBA.
We don't have surplus of grains.
We don't. So hence we have IBA here, right? So IBA for isobutanol for biodiesel as opposed to palm oil.
Does it exist anywhere? It's experimental.
Experimental. So same.
And also it is the estimate is it will cost 250 rupees a liter.
IBA.
Yeah, with the 65 rupees for ethanol, because roughly 2 liters of ethanol will make 1 liter of IBA.
Okay.
So 130 rupees is the cost itself. Then the conversion and enzymes required.
Right.
So these are, you see, I will convert timber into gold, but maybe at 10 lakh rupees.
Is it gold? Is that gold costlier than the regular gold?
So I will make 1 lakh rupees a gram.
What is the point? Yeah.
Because I am a scientist.
Right.
I don't care. I will just go and claim.
Right.
And therefore somebody has said IBA. He is not a commercial person. He is not worked out. And so let somebody, the proof is in somebody investing in it. Right now it's experimental. But then having said that, although I may not rest much hopes with these today, technology can bring down costs.
Of course, yeah.
So the amount of material we were using for an automobile in 1950, probably you make 4 automobiles now with that. Your bumpers are plastic.
Yeah, not bulkier and heavier, and also the assembly lines have improved.
And
processes have improved.
Talk of several industries.
Technology, of course, our memory. For example, a floppy disk was 1 MB.
Correct.
You could save this one image on it.
Correct.
Now people send GBs worth of movies on WhatsApp. So
you see, I have in my life worked on a computer called Power Savas. Power Samas in my college, and that was punch card
Oh, wow.
and probably a room double than this.
Yeah.
It was in our basement in Delhi School of Economics, and that qualified me enough in Government of India to introduce computerization in Steel Ministry.
Right.
So I went on a reverse deputation from Steel Authority to Ministry,
Okay.
and we got 1401. And then I used my classmates who were working in defense or railways, because there were two organizations using computers, got them there to run it. And so there was 54 employees on one, and now your phone is stronger than that.
I'll tell you how many times stronger. For example, Apollo 13, which put man on the moon, had 4 KB memory. A iPhone 6 has 2 million times more faster capability than that.
So
Millions
therefore,
of
all
times.
these things which may appear costly today,
Yeah. Well, might become
someday there'll be, so the focus should be on technology, not in commercialization today.
right.
And that scientist who claims it should work with a commercial person and should be a target oriented.
So thankfully that's happening, I think, because some of the experiments and pilots done are from those companies who are not standalone scientists, who are market listed companies, who are.
So I think your initiative as a company is very good, because somebody has to be catalyst to it,
Right.
and you get the thing going and rolling and gather ideas, show them pathways, and so one key area would be to reduce costs, and they will be able to reduce costs. I have full confidence.
Right. Any other opportunity we are not paying enough attention to in India from a bioenergy, biofuel point of view?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. So moving on, I think earlier this year you were bestowed Lifetime Achievement Award at ACIA. What do you think about it?
No, I was very elated, very delighted in receiving the award, very proud.
Right. What do you think of ChiniMandi in general?
I think as a service through the website, it is probably the most used resource anywhere in the world.
Okay. In the sugar world, you're saying. Okay.
Because Unica talks of its own data.
Right.
So therefore, I might reach out when I need some data. Whereas in a complex country like India, where every aspect of the industry is controlled, so this is a resource you can go back years and search a notification on it. You can look at data, you can look at prices, news, and so as a great service.
Sir, talking about sugar associations, sugar bodies and sugar associations, what do you think of them? For example, do they only protect their interest, or do they work towards pushing the envelope for everyone?
No, I think they are currently doing both.
Okay.
Advocacy of their own interest,
Right.
as well as the thrust areas which are required. Like for instance, one of these two associations provide technology help to mills, work very closely with research institutions, and the other one is working closely with the breeders for cane development.
Yeah.
And also they have considerable focus on bioenergy. And but then if you asked about out of 100, how much is devoted to policy advocacy and how much to that, it will be probably 80 or more to policy advocacy, and
Right. 20 for the industry.
about 20 for
pushing
the development side.
Right. Okay, sir, I'm going to ask you a few rapid questions. You can give me answer in 1 word, 2 word, or maybe in couple of seconds. Right. Okay. So, a regulation that you would like to rewrite today.
FRP.
One myth about sugar trade.
Sure. Yeah. I think I'll pass it because I don't find any mistake.
Okay. Okay. So, is there a disruptor in the making that we should pay attention to in the industry?
The consumer. He is going to demand, and we're going to be more and more discerning as we go along.
Your mantra or advice to emerging agri professionals?
Well, they should be, as they're agri professionals, they should understand agriculture fully and learn those nuances. And they should understand they exist because the farmer exists.
Right.
And in terms of businesses, the markets are very volatile, the agri markets. So they have to learn to be risk averse. Risks can come in many shapes and forms.
Right. Sir, if you were to go back in time and find a new career, what would that be?
I think I love to do the same thing which I did.
Oh, that's beautiful. So,
Well, just to tell you, what I've done is I started with economic research,
right.
went on to oil and natural gas, then Steel Authority, where I worked for about 2 years in the ministry. And so I did a lot of policy formulation and a lot of path breaking work.
Right.
And then turning around a SIC unit, which was vegetable oil.
Okay.
The government appointed me as a custodian.
Okay.
Then setting up a state level federation for oilseeds in Gujarat,
Okay.
and as the first MD. And many of the famous people you see in some of these industries are those who worked there with me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then working on policy advocacy for 14 and development of oilseeds. Then working for 2 MNCs, one after another as the head.
Right.
And then advising some companies on. I don't think any other career would offer such a great variety to anybody.
Right. You have been blessed, sir. Yes. And I'm sure you truly deserve it. Yes.
And in between, I worked for 3 years on industrial revival as a consultant to banks
Okay.
to work out viability report for SIC units,
Okay.
because that's what I knew.
Turning around, restructuring it.
And
yeah.
can they be turned around? If they can't be turned around, wind them up, or inject some money, or if they can be turned around, or if you need to change the management, do it.
Right.
So, with a assurance to the bank that if you want, I'll run the unit for you.
Right.
And
Right. Sir, one bold prediction for the next decade in sugar industry.
well, next decade, I think in terms of sucrose, we are going to be tighter
In
availability,
yield? Or-
availability,
Okay.
globally,
Availability. Yeah.
as well as India. So, bold prediction is whatever dire states the industry is in today, they are in for better time.
Okay. Thank you so much, and thank you for being on the show. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. I would get back to you in some of those in-depth questions on some of the interesting experiences that you had, and which I was not privy to before this. Right, all the reverse deputation and installing mainframe systems and punch card systems in the system companies. Maybe we'll talk about it some other time. But thank you, sir. Thank you for being on our show.
Thanks a lot.